You know, it was a night much like any other in Las Vegas, but then 20-year-old Mike Tyson stepped into the ring. And after that, nothing would ever be the same. His first fight, his first knockout in the heavyweight division, it was an instant eruption. And everyone sat up and took notice of this young blood. But here's the kicker. While most saw a boxing prodigy, a potential champ, few realized they were witnessing the birth of a cultural phenomenon. In the years that followed, Tyson didn't just conquer the boxing world. He became a pop culture juggernaut. But how did it happen? Welcome to our channel, where today we're going beyond the punches and the knockouts to unravel the cultural enigma that is Mike Tyson. Now, if you thought you knew Tyson, wait until you see how he truly became a cultural icon. Now, the story of Mike Tyson isn't just about boxing, it's about becoming a force of nature. In the late 80s and early 90s, Tyson was an immediate sensation. He was fast, brutal, and seemingly unstoppable. It was almost as if he personified the raw power that many people wanted to see unleashed. At first, the media played along. They called him Iron Mike, Kid Dynamite, and the baddest man on the planet. He was on the cover of every sports magazine and newspaper, dominating conversations across America. Tyson had arrived, and he meant business. Yet, even in those early days, there was something more, a magnetic pull that went beyond his impressive stats and intimidating looks. There was a darkness, an intensity in his eyes that seemed to both terrify and mesmerize people. And as Tyson continued to climb the ladder of success, so did the intrigue surrounding his persona. As he demolished opponent after opponent, each victory added another layer to the puzzle that was Mike Tyson. For many, he was the monster, the undisputed champ. But for others, they saw a reflection of their own struggles, a testament to the power of resilience. But it was when the spotlight shone brightest that things began to crack. Tyson's personal life, once hidden in the shadows, now became front-page news. Legal battles, personal demons, and a controversial conviction dominated the headlines, and suddenly the image of the invincible champion was tarnished. The media, once eager to celebrate his triumphs, now focused intently on his downfalls. It seemed as though the world couldn't get enough of Tyson's unraveling. But in the midst of all this chaos, something remarkable happened. Tyson fought back, not with punches, but with honesty. In candid interviews, he bared his soul, sharing his vulnerabilities and struggles. It was raw, it was real, and it was incredibly human. For the first time, people saw Mike Tyson, not just the fighter, but the person behind the persona. They heard his voice, his story, his pain. And slowly but surely, a new narrative began to emerge. In the darkest hours, when it seemed like the world was against him, Tyson showed us that even champions bleed. He taught us that greatness doesn't mean immunity from pain, but rather the courage to rise above it. Now, let's talk about timing. If Tyson's entrance into the boxing world was explosive, his foray into Hollywood was nothing short of brilliant. Who could have guessed that behind that ferocious exterior lay a comedic talent just waiting to be unleashed? It was in 2009 with the blockbuster comedy The Hangover that Tyson proved he didn't need fists to make an impact. His cameo appearance as a fictionalized version of himself was genius casting. But what made it work? Why did Tyson, the supposed embodiment of toughness, find humor in a role that subverted expectations? The answer lies in Tyson's uncanny comedic timing. He delivered his lines with a straight face, a deadpan expression that amplified the film's comedic effect. It was as though he took his boxing persona and turned it on its head, showing us that he could be the joke, not the one delivering it. In fact, his performance in The Hangover opened a whole new chapter in his career. Suddenly, Tyson wasn't just a boxer or a troubled icon. He was also a comedic force to be reckoned with, but it wasn't just his timing. There was something else at play, a sort of method-acting brilliance. Tyson played Mike Tyson, not as a nice guy, not as a tragic hero, but as a heightened, caricatured version of himself. It was almost as if he was saying, Yes, I am Mike Tyson, but bigger, bolder, funnier. It was a masterstroke that not only made us laugh, but also humanized him further. And let's not forget about his sheer charisma. Tyson's charm, that undeniable magnetism, it was evident on the big screen as it had been in the boxing ring. People loved him whether he was throwing punches or comedic barbs. That brings us to a crucial point. Tyson wasn't just a product of the media's hype. He was a collaborator, someone who understood how to work the spotlight. His appearances in films like Home Alone 2, Rocky, IP Man, and even the animated The Proud Family weren't just cameos. They were calculated moves that kept him in the public eye. So when you think of Mike Tyson, don't just see a boxer. See a cultural force that shaped our times. His impact is woven into the fabric of our shared experience. Now, if his boxing career and acting gigs were chapters in a cultural history book, his journey through the digital realm is a whole new story. Tyson's reign in the digital space is both fascinating and inspiring. He didn't just jump on a trend, he became a trendsetter. In the age of podcasts, he didn't just launch a show, he launched a cultural moment. Hotboxin with Mike Tyson is more than just a podcast. It's a conversation, a therapy session, a cultural exchange. Here, Tyson strips away the layers, revealing a man full of introspection, humor, and heart. It's like sitting in a smoke-filled room with a friend, listening to stories, sharing laughs, and gaining wisdom. That's the magic of the podcast, and Tyson's authenticity shines through. He doesn't shy away from tough questions. He doesn't hold back his opinions. He speaks his truth, and in doing so, he inspires millions. But Tyson's digital prowess isn't limited to podcasts. His social media presence is equally impressive. With millions of followers across platforms, he engages, he entertains, he educates. A simple post of him smoking a joint can spark a viral frenzy. A video of him dancing, well, that's instant meme gold. And he leverages these moments not just for laughs, but also for impact. Tyson isn't just keeping up with the times, he's defining them. His digital savvy allows him to bypass the filters, to speak directly to his audience. It's a testament to his adaptability and his understanding of the modern world. Mike Tyson's journey from the rough streets of Brooklyn to the global stage is a tale of triumph, tragedy, and ultimately, transformation. His story isn't just about wins and losses. It's about life, loss, redemption, and the relentless pursuit of authenticity. In the twilight of his career, Tyson finds himself at a new crossroads. The ferocious fighter, the troubled icon, the comedic surprise, the podcasting philosopher, he has worn many hats and each has left an indelible mark on our cultural landscape. Now he stands before us not as a boxer, but as a cultural commentator, an elder statesman with a voice that resonates despite the controversies. Love him or loathe him, you cannot ignore him. In the world of rap, artists like Kanye West, Jay-Z, and 50 Cent have openly cited Tyson as an influence, not just for his boxing prowess, but for his unapologetic self-expression and business acumen. Even the fashion world hasn't been spared from Tyson's influence. Designers from Gucci to Supreme have used his image, solidifying his status as a timeless icon. Looking back, it's clear that Mike Tyson didn't just box. He became a cultural force, a catalyst for conversation, a mirror reflecting our fascination with strength, vulnerability, and the complexities of fame. And as we stand here today, acknowledging his immense impact, one thing is certain: Tyson's story isn't over. It's merely evolving, proving that sometimes the greatest battles are fought not in the ring, but in the hearts and minds of people worldwide. So when you think of Mike Tyson, don't just see a boxer. See a cultural force that continues to shape our world in ways we may not even realize. His impact is woven into the fabric of our times. And that's all for today. Let us know your thoughts in the comments section below. We hope you enjoyed this journey through the cultural impact of Mike Tyson. Until next time, stay curious and keep exploring.